Hey writers, welcome back to another mini lesson for your opinion writing unit. You've been working on this persuasive speech, stating your opinion, having this strong, big, bold thesis, and writing reasons to get other people to agree with you. Now you're in the revision stage today, which means you have your draft all finished and you're looking for ways to strengthen your writing, kind of add in those little bits that are going to make it more powerful. Today I have a really good strategy for you, and that is to repeat key phrases for impact. So I'm sure you've heard this before, or you've seen it before when you're reading a book, or in poetry we see repetition a lot. Repetition is a really strong tool in a writer's toolbox. When we want our reader or our listener to really believe something and remember it and understand it, we can say that phrase over and over again. We might repeat something like 3 times right in a row, or we might repeat a sentence over and over again throughout the whole speech. So what I need to do first, what you will do first when you finish this video, is to read through your whole speech, your draft that you have so far, and start to think about like which sentences are really important. What is something that I might repeat? It might even be your thesis. It might be a few words here and there. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to take some time to, I'm going to use a highlighter. And I'm going to read through it. And I'm just going to put some highlight marks if I see anything that stands out to me. Okay. Okay, so let me tell you what I've done here. Look at this split screen. This is great, huh? I found a few places where I already had repetition. So, and you could see that I made a little code. So everything highlighted in green means repetition. I said 8 million people. 8 million people. I might even do that a third time. I'm not sure if this is a literary rule, but like things in threes are just nice, right? I think it is a rule. Not a rule, a suggestion. So I'm going to just do like repeat 3 times, right? So I'll just add another one when I do my final copy. Then as I continue to read my introduction, I noticed this sentence: the world would be a better place if more people were like Greta Thunberg. And I felt like that's something I could be repeating after each reason, right? So when I look at my first reason, I didn't really find any repetition here, but I wonder if I could, at the end of this, add in this part of my thesis statement, which is the world would be a better place. So she bravely uses her voice to speak out against and inform people about climate change. And then if I put this, the world would be, and then like when I do my final copy, I'll write the whole thing, but that's just, I'll add it there at the end. I think that's going to strengthen my writing. Then here, she refuses to travel by airplane. For these reasons and more, she's a great role model for adults. Then at the end, I can add that sentence again. The world would be ... a better place if everyone was a little more like Greta Thunberg. Okay. Then the end of my third reason is this: likely to see someone autistic having such a big impact on the world. Then I can add that sentence again. The world would be, okay, so we're doing some repetition, but like purposeful, right? I'm not just saying the same thing over and over again. That would be boring. But this powerful sentence, it's part of my thesis. The world would be a better place if everyone was more like Greta Thunberg. It's like sprinkled in really purposefully. Okay, then the last thing, I had 2 questions at the very end that started with how might. How might you change your behavior to be a little bit more like Greta? How might that change the world? What if, I just had this idea. What if I tied my repeating sentence with a how might question? So now we have double repetition. How might, but also like, how might the world be a better place if more people were like Greta Thunberg? Let me add that. How might, and that, yeah, this is like, I'm feeling really good about this. How might the world be a better place, ... Right, and I'll add that whole thing. So now I've added a couple places of repetition, right? 8 million people, 8 million people, 8 million people. Doesn't it sound like strong using that, this is important 3 times? Then this sentence, I've decided to kind of sprinkle it throughout my speech in a purposeful way, right? Not in like a boring way, but this sentence is going to be like my anchor, right? This is really what I want people to understand. So I'm going to repeat it throughout each of my reasons. And even the last 3 sentences of my conclusion have some repetition, including that sentence. So how might you change your behavior to be a little bit more like Greta? How might that change the world? How might the world be a better place if people were more like Greta? Feels strong, people. It feels real strong. Okay, so that's what it looks like. That's how I decided to use repetition in my speech, in my persuasive writing, to give more of an impact, right? You saw me with my highlighter using this strategy of going through and just thinking first about some places where I might use repetition. And then once I've done that highlighting, go back and think, okay, does this fit? Does it make sense? How am I actually going to do this? You can also use this highlighter strategy. I just love using highlighters. I use them whenever I can. So you might be the same as me in that way. So now it's your turn to practice. Think about repetition. Think about doing it in an impactful, meaningful way. Don't just repeat like random lines. It needs to really have meaning, right? So try your best. See how it works. Say it out loud. See how it sounds. And let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you soon.